Good evening. This is What's Going On. My name is DeCarlo Sweeting, and my co host for the day is
George C. Missick.
Mr. Messick. How are things, man? How are you?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. It's
Everybody
brought
good?
me through.
Farm good?
Yeah, everyone's good, man. I came through some scares with some storms and whatnot this week. It's been a good week. Uh, Live to fight another day. A lot of exciting things going on. NBA's just started. A lot of sports culminating, getting to those finals. So it's a good
Okay.
week.
Yeah, so let's find out what else is in the news.
Audio Jungle.
Now, I like to start the show off with some good things. I like to start it off with nice things and get the show going, pumping, and ready to go. So, two Bahamians are in championships, and one has already won their own. We got Miss Jonquel Jones right here from Grand Bahama. Her
Hmm.
and the New York Liberty has just won their first WNBA basketball championship. But not just win the championship, they actually, Jonquel actually was the MVP. So right now we are superstar status with our Bahamian athletes. I gotta give it to Jonquel. She has put in the work. She's finally got a championship. Now she can go up there. I know WNBA been around a little while, but I still feel she's one of the best that ever played in the WNBA. She has been Defensive Player of the Year. She has been Sixth Woman of the Year. I think everything she has that they have, she has been. So I gotta give it up to John Quell. And remember, John Quell, we need you to bring that parade to the Bahamas. We want that parade to come down the Bahamas, whether it on Queens Highway or whether it on Bay Street. I
Yeah.
don't care, but you got to bring them down. Bring a little bit of New York to the Bahamas. Let them get a little bit of this life so they can say, hey, they little postseason when they warming up and they doing their thing, they can come down and get some of them postseason games, them preseason games, sorry, in the Bahamas, then they could go start the regular season. But John Quell Jones, kudos, hats off, you done it. We are here. You put us on the map. Let's stay there. Let's do it again. Magic. The promise with the Lakers one time back say they win, and Michael Thompson to bring them down here. And he said they win, and now he promised they will win it again, and they did win it again. I got to give it to them. So kudos to John Quell. Also, Josh Chisholm. Josh Chisholm plays for the New York Yankees, and they're about to go into the World Series with the LA Dodgers. It's so funny. We had another Bahamian who played for the New York Mets who the LA Dodgers defeated, and
Yeah, they Dodgers won last night. They
yeah,
won.
they
Oh,
are in the World Series.
I didn't even realize that. I missed
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You gotta
it.
stay away. You gotta stay woke, George. And the Mets actually has another Bahamian who plays on that team. So that would have been just spectacular to have two Bahamians going against one another for the World Series. But I guess now everybody picking for the New York Liberty just win, so we got to pick for the New York Yankees. So this
Thank
the New York teams now are our Bahamian teams. That's what we pick for now. So what you say about all of this loveliness that's going on now, George?
Yeah, congratulations. Definitely. I mean, we always talk about sports and Bahamian athletes, and it's good to see, like you said, Jonquel get over that championship, one that has been eluding her in her career. She's done very well, and to see the New York Liberty win the championship, not just win it, but I think for them to win and for her to win the MVP of the finals in a year where the WNBA has shined like never before.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the year where they had record attendance most, so she actually wanted to win. All eyes were on her because the WNBA has not always been to the forefront, but the Caitlin Clark effect, I call it, uh, over the year, and just generally women fighting for that recognition of the sport and more. I think the NBA, they got a lot more endorsements this year, so I think for her to win it with so much eyes on the sport was even better for her. She has gotten some good endorsements, deals, etc. in the past, and again, she got that because she's a really great player. She stands out. It's always difficult. I think you're an underdog coming from the Bahamas, and you're in America, so you have to be exceptional to
Yep.
shine, right? And I really thought they would. I watched most of the finals. I, because of Jonquel mainly, but I watched most of it, and I really thought how they were talking all along because I'm watching Jonquel dominate, but all I could keep hearing about is Stewie and the other girl, and right. So I said, Lord, don't let them chief this now. Right? So even when they came down to the end, I was like, boy, I was glad to see that they gave it to her because shows that people was actually watching. Despite because she was dominating throughout, and I
Yep.
particularly in the last game, she really hit a lot of key, timely shots and took over the games and times when they needed, when everyone else was getting cold. You could always push it down the post almost like a shot, get your basket, get the excitement back in the game. So that's good. Waiting to see what Jazz Chisholm does. I think a lot of Bayman's baseball. Baseball isn't our biggest sport, but I think as baseball goes, the Yankees is that team, that a lot of people do support. They've always had some really big players and big name recognition and been a winning organization. So I mean, it's good. Although we were sad to see Jazz leave Miami because hey, that's
Yep.
Miami right there.
That's about
But
right
to be
way.
yeah, but to be playing for the New York Yankees in the finals, I mean that's brilliant. And I think both him, it's just ironic too, because John Bell just went to that team this year.
Yeah.
Jazz just moved, and for them. So I don't know if there's a moral of the story. Sometimes you got to move. If there's a word for anyone, you got to know you have
Yeah.
to learn to jump ship and move on. Your championship might not be where you at. Might be someplace else.
Yeah. But
I'm not talking to you
again,
married people. Stay where you at.
yep.
but but hey, good year for Bahamian sports, and again, we want to see the piggyback off of this. We want, and we're seeing it more, particularly in baseball. A lot more young Bahamian players are getting involved. Sports like baseball. We need to develop a lot of these programs even more because we have more Jonquels out there. We have more Jazz Chisholms, a lot more out there. They need to get that opportunity to shine, and I think this will be commonplace for us talking about Bahamians being a part of these winning things in the foreseeable future.
And not just being a part or being on the team, they actually contribute, and they contribute
Yep.
significantly to the winnings of the team. So I don't want y'all to think we just on the bench and we
Yeah.
just pom pom waving. We actually contributing. We are one of the reasons why they actually win. So like I said, congratulations to John Quill. I know Jazz, y'all got to bring it home. Y'all got to bring it home. We need that next celebration. Ain't nothing like having tree parades on Bay Street. Bring them down. Let's have a good time because I know we could do it. And that goes to show you that the talent in the Bahamas is here. And I'm talking world class because MVP, John Quell, MVP. It's crazy to think about it, but this is what it is. MVP of the WNBA championship. And once again, like you say, congratulations, John Quell. Great job. Jazz, you next. So let's take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jason.
And I'm Cheryl. Join us here on Superior Talk Bahamas YouTube channel every Tuesday at 6 for Let's Talk.
Where we talk about issues that matter to you. We try to come up with workable, practical solutions so we have more action and less talk.
See you on Tuesday.
And we're back. Now, George, I got some more good news. And this story,
But
I know what to say. Woo. And I hope it's true. And it was on the news. People were talking about it. Apparently, Royal Caribbean Cruise Line say they want to buy Xanadu.
Mm.
RCL say they want to buy Xanadu. They want to get things started. Everything looks like it's in the play. We need this. Grand Bahama needs this badly. If we could get Carnival situated, ain't long for them. Have RCL coming up. If we could bring back Farmer Care, Grand Bahama could be in good shape. A lot of people could come home. Those cruise lines employ a lot of people. They're gonna need a lot of employees to help move, and the spin-off jobs that comes with them would be just off the chin. So I say, I don't care what the price is. Whatever they ask you for Xanadu, take it. Take it. Let's get the ball rolling. It's a bigger picture here now. You don't get no millionaire status offer it like that. I mean, after you to pay your bills and whatever left, you might have a couple of dollars left over, but that's fine. Look at your people. The owners of Xanadu, come on. I know you're getting a good deal. Allow it to go. Allow some things to happen. We need this. We need this bad. The quicker we can get this signed and dealt with, the quicker we can get things on the road. And I'm sure the government, they only got to tell what, got another 2 years. I know they would love to have this in a feather in their cap to say, hey, we got now Carnival and RCL here on Grand Bahama. The economy now would shoot through the roof right now because we really need to shorten the arm right now. We've been doing a little bad for too long now. So I'm happy to hear this is going on. I don't get too happy because the ink ain't dry yet. Let's see what happens. But this is great news if we can get this to happen. What say ye?
Uh, yeah. you know, I don't get too high and too low for nothing. So I could get up, I could touch and feel jazz and Jonquel championships. The part of that. I'm not. I'll reserve. I'm reserved in this. Of course, anything that happens in Freeport that pushes that needle in the right direction is a good thing. How old Xanadu is?
Boys on the
Xanadu,
road with me.
Xanadu got to be old.
Celebrate my birthday last week. So
Yeah, so that's part of my non-excitement because when I hear things now, but now, so other than the British colonial, when they refurbish and knock that up, I always hearing a lot of new things coming up, and I think what Freeport needs more than ever is new developments, right? Even right because we so tied to the past, and anytime someone talk, but I don't need them bringing back leave it a beverage
I
and some of these
I I
old.
so I so hate to hear people talk about, oh, they can bring back the bazaar, they can bring back
No,
Princess.
no,
It
no.
over. It
Yeah,
over.
yeah, yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
move on.
yeah. It's like that. That is final. You lose some people, you don't see them no more. You right, you go on, birds come right. So we need some wilds. It sounds good to say breathe some life into some of these. The mere fact that we're trying to resuscitate some of these dead projects. Tell me you're knocking down Xanadu, they buying the land, they have plans for a $300 million development there or something. That'll get me excited. Don't tell me you're going to turn on some lights, you're going to throw some paint
No,
on the walls, you're going to clean up.
I
That's not going to get us.
I am hoping that they knock down the building, start afresh, build one pair straight out to the ocean where the plane, so where the ship can come in. The whole Xanadu Beach. Now, Bahamians, now, listen now. I want y'all to listen. Don't get too excited when these people say they come for the beach.
Hmm.
They can come for the beach. Xanadu Beach, you know us. We know about Xanadu Beach all our life. Holiday
Yep.
time, go Xanadu Beach, Xanadu Beach, Xanadu Beach. They can close it off. I might as well let you know. If I buy it, I close it off. I don't want y'all there.
I
Just to,
thought they really take most of Xanadu Beach.
yeah, but ain't nothing happening, so we take it back.
Oh, okay.
Legal or illegal, we can make it. So
Yeah.
they take it back, and now you get comfortable that hey, I can do what I want to do, And if RCL comes in, they want that whole stretch of beach. It's a nice, pretty beach. The
Yeah.
land there, I could build my water park. I could build all my things what I need. Well, RCL really ain't like Carnival. They more reserved. They got a more mature, older crowd that'll go in there.
Yeah.
So we I'm hoping they come with the luxury that we
Right.
need so badly because we really need those luxury tourists to come in here. We them chicken and fries tourists, them said who like, hey, where y'all Kentucky is? No. We need them. We need some who looking for shrimp and caviar and Dawn Perignon and these type of things. That's what we need right now.
What's happening with our airport? 'Cause we need the airport. You can't put no hotel, nothing there without the benefit of this us getting back a state of the art airport. I think those things we need a combo now. Don't come to me with no one thing. You got to come with pairings for me, right? The airport have to coincide with that because without the airlifts and how they getting there? Can't I mean, Royal Caribbean is a cruise line. They passengers don't they're not overnighting. So you still need those airlifts in order to make this the island buzz and to really get that excitement back. But I also want to see, and I think Freeport is still missing, and government should put more incentives. They always trying to tax us, between them and the port, to debt more than right. I think they should be given more incentives also for people to build more villas, and because around the world, especially in these islands, I think villas and stuff nowadays are doing a lot better than and attracting a lot of people. They're cheaper to build, right? You're not the same overhead. You have more people running them and hands in to make sure these properties succeed. I think we need to but we need to give more concessions to Bahamians primarily. Could be to some foreigners depending on what they're building, but everything doesn't have to be a big luxury hotel right now, right? The way the world is going now, put some more affordable high end villas, low end villas, whatever. Just get more rooms there, and then pair that with the flights, and you'll see a big turnaround. So we don't need all the mega properties. I think out the gate. I think some of the mega properties would come because even in Turks and Caicos, I see which doesn't really have much hotels anyway. Probably only have a one or two hotels. The majority of the developments have been condo hotels, right? So condo owners renting their rooms back to people when they're not here, right? And that's but when the villa market started to develop, what happened is the one or two hotels are here, or the bigger properties, they start building more villas, not more hotels, because they realize, a lot of travelers these days, and other than the business traveler, want that homely feel. They want something nice. They want their pool. They want their back. They want, and so we also have to look at the trends and see how we could capitalize on that, because I think that's a easier fix. But if you give some money to people, entrepreneurs, people who could run properties, we have everyone. We have so much talent and skill, experienced people in the tourism industry already to pull from. Incentivize some of these people to build some nice lower density properties. Bring in some of these visitors. Like you say, clean up some of these beaches. Freeport still has, Grand Bahama still has a lot of beautiful beaches. Let's do that. Let's get the airport cracking to take advantage of some of those flights. And then, the hotels, if they come, they come. At that point, we don't have to hurt our head about that. But right now, we're trying to get feet on the ground. We're trying to get people in with money to spend. And the easiest, quickest way to do that, because since everyone forget how to pull together these big hotel deals, let's go for something smaller. And we see what's going on. I know we're going to get to the Bahamas story, but again, those things come with their own controversy. Let's try to focus on some things to get us up and running again. And if the big property want to come after that, some brand, but we also need a big brand in, right? So whether it's Six Senses, whether it's the Marriott, um, if we're gonna go that hotel route too, we need a good branded hotel, so that some of other people can follow behind.
Well, like you said, the Sixth Census that's coming also, and if these things can be ready by election time, I think that's 2027. Um, we in good shape. we 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 can do we can grow our economy, but like you said, the airport is important. Now, state of the art, y'all like use that word state of the art. I don't know what state of the art means because everything means there's something different when you come to y'all with this state of the art. State of the art right now, if they could get that airport back to where it used to be, I'll take that right now because there's no way we can sit down now and try to go ahead and get something else or state of the art or try to building. It ain't coming time. It ain't gonna be ready. We need these things right here, right now, in order for us to be able to accommodate these passengers, these tourists, and get Grand Bahama moving. There's no way that we can sit down and think that all this can happen without the airport. Right now, we got one little airport. Right now, boy, it, it, it's enough to bring people in. I'll say that. That's all I can say. It's enough to bring people in. But for people who want to come in to do these things, it ain't enough. That ain't enough to keep us good. We need. You want to say state of the art? Right now, like I tell you, I just need an airport. If it go back to the original airport what we had, until we get the state of the art airport, we need just that airport. I see Braves them tinkling with it. I don't trust them. Like I say, he's slick. You gotta watch him. He's slick. He go around there, put all kind of paint and everything on it. Put some bondo and thing on it. Thing you get in there, but when you go inside, ain't nothing there but the four walls. We need the airport back to where it was or better. That's the only way. You can't have
Yeah.
RCL, you can't have Six Senses, you can't have Carnival, you can't have these things coming up in the pipeline and people ain't got nowhere to carry them.
No,
No.
sir.
So, like I say, sound like good news. I want it to be good news. It has to be good news. I sound like my Baba now. He was like, boy, you gotta stay positive. You gotta stay positive. I mean, I was
Yeah,
so
no, no.
happy to hear with RCLI angle. Like, the thing usually me, I usually take on your point of view until I can touch it, feel it, and
Yeah.
smell it.
And
Then I
then
believe
you
in
gotta
it.
tell me, you also gotta tell me by the time you announce Carnival, the Carnival will need to be or RCL need to be saying, yeah, we already spoke with so and so, and so you can't sell right now. We asking questions, we asking intelligible questions. So how this gonna work? By right, you need to come holding hands with two or three. Then people can say, yeah, this look like this could work. Look like y'all have a plan here,
Yeah, they
but
serious
ain't
now.
nobody. Yeah, you ain't nobody come and be no hero by themselves. You're gonna build a big hotel in here. You don't know how you get your people there? No.
Anyway, I can try to stay positive. Like my bar was telling me, you gotta stay positive. With this one, I can try to stay positive because it's something that we really, 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 really need. So let's take a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Yo, what's up, Bahamas? My name is Andrew Williams, aka Cat,
And I'm your boy Mix.
and we're representing Off the Bench, the number one talk sportcast in the Bahamas.
In the world, my boy.
My bad partner. So
Yeah.
we cover anything sports throughout the Bahamas. We cover our Bahamian athletes wherever they are, and they're making waves in sports. We cover them.
Hey, just tune in to us every Wednesday here on Superior Talk at 6 o'clock p.m.
The number one talk show in the
In
world.
the world, Craig.
And we're back. Now that I give you all the good news, I gotta give you some bad news. First one
No,
is
it's coming.
Lady Senator Naomi Seymour passed away. Um, Lady Seymour, Senator Seymour was one of the first women senators for the F&M when they first took power in '92. Hubert Ingram made her part of the Senate. He was very proud of himself. Like he said, he always wanted to have someone who was down to earth, someone who knew about what's going on the ground. And Lady Naomi Seymour, sorry, passed away. There was a funeral last Friday at the Christ the King Anglican Church. Um, As you know, that's also Shivago Lang's mother. So they have great affiliation with the FNM and the past and the FNM government. So therefore, we like to say rest in peace, Miss Naomi Seymour. What you have to say about that?
Yeah, and, not too much else I can say. Say condolences to the family. Um, Definitely, she played a part in politics, local, particularly Grand Bahama side. Like I said, a very active name is there. So she's, I think she deserves the tributes, the accolades that been passed on to her. May her soul indeed rest in peace, and may we continue to have, I miss a lot of the older politicians. I always say because it just seems as if persons were more passionate back in the day. People were fighting for more causes. The older politicians, when Penn and all those, I mean, we were fighting for things. Now it seems as from where I said, a lot of people get still are getting into politics for the wrong reasons. Uh, Particularly in the economy that is struggling, a lot of persons are there trying to enrich themselves. You didn't necessarily get the sense, not to say that some of the oldest politicians didn't get enriched, but I think the main purposes that brought them into politics in the first place, this didn't start out about money. It started out about, started with a lot of persons back, trying to uplift the country, trying to bring it in. And we need to get back. I think we need to, some of the younger politicians really need to spend some time studying a lot of the old politicians, where we came from as a people and where we need to get to. And I digress a bit because this is about Senator Naomi Seymour. But I definitely take a time to plug in to say, let's emulate in terms of demeanor, in terms of how some of these older politicians conducted themselves with grace and humility. Let's try. I think most Bahamians want to see more of that, and it makes it easier to support and vote for the people when you feel that they're coming from it with a heart for the people, which politics should be about.
You finished? 'Cause that sounds like a good speech. I like your speech. That sounds good. Sounds like you running for office. You George, just like that old the princess, the bazaar. Them days gone. They gone. Everybody trying to get their hand grease and get it nice and wet so they could be grabbing on what they could grab on right now.
Right, right, right.
It reminds me, and I know they can come after me after this, but we got some teachers now in school. They love these children. They love teaching. Ain't nobody else was hiring. This is a sure
Yeah.
job. The government can pay for me to go to school to get my teacher certificate and everything else. Let me do this until something else comes along. And unfortunately, that's
Uh,
why we still here with this the average. That's why our politicians then will always be in compromising positions because they ain't there for the right reasons. Miss Naomi Seymour was there for the right reasons. But when the F&M came in '92, you know how long ago that was, George? That's a long, long time ago. Many
yeah.
things have changed, and the people mindset have changed. What there's a saying, what a political party is say, all for me, baby, all for me. I, I mean that's what they mean in this situation. But that's what's going on. We ain't gonna see them days no more. All for me, baby. All
Sad,
for
sad,
it's sad, but I'm sorry, but it's true. That's
sad but
I don't
true.
there ain't no other way. The people don't want the people don't see that helping the people will end up them helping themselves have longevity in politics. And that's why you're
Mhm.
not gonna see these politicians them you're not gonna see any more Perry Christies would be in there for 40 years or Brave Davis. You ain't gonna see no more of them. They finish
Hmm.
with if you get two terms, boy, be grateful for that. And they might be consecutive terms. They might be you
Oh no,
go,
no, no, no.
you gotta come back, you lay low for a couple of years, then you come back and you get that like that. But to sit down up when you get what 20 years, you gotta
Hmm.
be joking. Crazy. Lucky they put him in East End. That's the only way he makes sure they put him on a stronghold. We gotta go down there in Marco City and Pine Ridge them and fight and scruffle for them things. Boy, I don't know if he can
Yeah.
make it.
Boy, I still ain't know I get up in East End, but anyway.
Boy, favor ain't fair, George.
It,
Favor ain't
it's
fair.
it's it's legend running the morning now. They think they got a safe seat.
Yeah, everybody want them. Why you think everybody don't want that West End seat? They know that West End seat. Well, everyone that want run this year, that the last election season, because the people used to put you in, take you out, put you in, take you out. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
knew a tidal wave was coming. So let me get on this tidal wave and ride this in because next year they next term they can kick us out again.
They
So
fickle up there. They
yeah,
ain't loyal to
but like I say, if boy, I don't say if Brave could get these things kicking in Grandmama, boy, Brave
yeah.
might. If nothing stupid happened in between, he might be the first one in a long time get 2 consecutive terms.
Boy, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, okay, since we was talking about bad news, sad news, there was a gay parade on Bay Street. That was what, a week or two ago. A pride, sorry, pride parade. I I was shocked that they had one down here. But this is showing you our times have changed. I never thought I would have seen one in the Bahamas. I
You need a certain number of people for a parade, a quota or something.
uh the mere fact that it happened is the problem.
Ah,
That's what you gotta look at. Everything we do don't start off big, you know. Everything don't start off big. But
yeah,
once it starts, they saying, okay, we done here. Everybody we done here. And in September and October, we coming down to the Bahamas. Y'all come on down. Once they done
yeah.
know it's been already established, it can get bigger and bigger and bigger. And the question is what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna leave these people because okay, no matter what you say, they have a right. They can go apply to do a parade, just like how y'all do your parade, y'all Easter Day parade, y'all Discovery Day parade. They have a right to do it also. They are God's children also. So you can't stop them from doing it. I never thought they would have the nerve to do it, but they doing it. You gotta give the people their rights. Like you said, these people children too. But that's what's going on. What you
Yeah.
think about it?
I still laughing at you how you start out by saying another sad story. I mean this thing called Pride. Why? I mean it was a festive event. You call it a sad, but it, and, and I don't know why. I'm surprised if this was the first one. I'm surprised it's the first one because again, this is. I remember when I went to law school. When it was 1998, I think it was a long time ago, and my second day or something, my first day in London, I witnessed a gay parade, like marching down the road. There was that's about 23 years, that's 20 something years ago, right? So it shows you that from that time, this movement, and that was a big parade, right?
Yeah,
And you've seen over the years, that accelerate. The U.S. has, the community has grown. I mean, we went from gay the LGB, the LGBTQ, right? So we got all the alphabet letters of the alphabet covered now. So that's been a movement, right? And what I find with people in general, everybody can see the water coming, right? Like them hurricanes. So certain level the water reach, you have to evacuate. You could see. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to see where this is going. So why be surprised if the church, everybody just sit back and just say, you know what, this could go away, or no, it can't happen here, or whatever, right? Because one thing with that movement has been very, very sustained activity, active, whether in Hollywood and music, right? They put their money where their mouth is. You got to give it to them, right? And now it's such a global organization, right? America, places like America, they putting embargoes on countries and stuff, sanctions on people who don't, subscribe to, only some of those African countries who say, man, listen, we have our own oil, and y'all don't trade with us, so what? We don't need nothing from you, right? So when you can't afford to do that, or you don't take a stand, and I'm gonna talk more about that later on. I think another story we have, but the thing it is, we dance around these things. And so when it comes down to the people having the parade, like, I mean, just you might as well just either watch or turn the channel. But yeah, you can't really stop those things when have gotten to the point where, because I've been seeing gay people in costumes, guys openly in young canoe parades and doing stuff on other platforms, right? Not in big numbers to have a whole parade. It's a small number, but you know those things are inevitable. If you don't decide, you can't stop, or you can't challenge anything, you can't contest anything by avoidance of a subject or a sub. These things are not going to go away. So the people who are pushing it will continue to push. I believe that gays, like everyone else, like you say, should have their rights, certain rights. I believe in human rights, right? Persons are humans for whatever reason. But I also believe in a country, if the country wants to say, for instance, things like gay marriages and different things, I believe, people should be able to have a voice, their opinions on where those things go, because they're not individual rights, can affect everyone, right? Right.
Oh,
Yeah. And so you have to balance these things. And sometimes, like I said, because we don't have these conversations, when things happen, you have to put yourself to blame because you're not addressing it. A lot of people don't want to offend. They don't want to come out and have these type of conversations. So things will continue to happen. But I reserve my. It was done peacefully and pro thing. Again, people want to be seen, they want their voices heard. It's hard nowadays to say, they can be, but there has to be, again, how you want to grow as a country, because it starts off from the march to it's going to get bigger. And conversations that we carry on the road, you're going to eventually have to address them, and you have to deal with them head on, not just sitting back, because eventually you're going to be forced to have, if you don't go with the flow. And we closed another democratic term in the US. You don't know how that's going to go, but some of these things are going to get, even more as humans start to evolve into this, to where society is taking us.
um,
I
when
sound like
when
Kamala Harris.
when I open up that, sadly, it was on behalf of the Christian Council. Christian Council run up their mouth, but all type of things they talk about. They say, I had them Brett, but this. I had them say nothing but this. I had them. Have they accepted the fact that, guess what? These are God's children. They
Mhm.
choose to live a certain lifestyle. That's their business. That's their prerogative. You can let them be and just pray for them. Because if that's the situation, let's say it across the board. Let's say the church, and the church got to realize the church is a hospital for sick
Yeah.
sinners. Come on into the church. We can heal you. We can make you better. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
All of us had our time out there in the world doing whatever we got to do. The LGBTQ ain't no different. If they feel that's the lifestyle they want to live, God gives free will to do what they want to do. But we also have to understand that if we don't support that lifestyle, you have to, especially when it comes to your children, you have to support and educate your children or persons who don't know any better on this lifestyle or the lifestyle that you support. Because the LGBTQ, they doing it. I must admit they have a great marketing campaign. They are getting their word out. If you watch any TV show, you're gonna see one of them. They are making sure that they are being seen and it's being understood. We are here and we ain't going nowhere. And
I'm gonna be devil's advocate right now, right? Because
let me hear
I
this.
just feel I just feel like it tonight
Yeah, I know
because
it wasn't long.
because we just talked about Jonquel Jones. Jonquel Jones shout out to her fiance the other night. You know, her fiance looked like her, right? So, now I know where the wedding gonna be, but again, when y'all give y'all parades and stuff, now y'all might have to have that subject too, because she might decide when after this parade, I might just want to get married.
Now,
And
now you know how we go now. You know now. Once it's 1 hour on, just don't say nothing.
well, see, this and this where society is at a whole, because we just forget some again. If it hits my house, and that's how a lot of these things happen. It becomes, we ain't gonna say nothing. But once you open the door for that, you open the door for everyone else. You can
Exactly.
have one way. If you
Exactly.
set a precedent, you set a precedent. Now you set the precedent. You have to let everyone else in. And remember, Jonquel was controversial before, because I mean, this Jonquel night, so we ain't going too much into this. But when spoke about when she got was it your company BTC or someone, when you all pull a sponsorship, and said that was because she came out as LGBTQ. So with these things, you have to watch, you have to read the room, you have to watch, right? Because depending on what my agenda is and what my motives are, and now I have these platforms, right? You gotta accept me, when I come bearing my gifts, and this will segue into our next topic with where we're talking about the reparations and all this stuff, right? My thing is, we have these uh, incestuous wars. We have this love hate relationship where, yeah, that's right, but that's wrong. But we are hard as a society to really pick a side on certain things, and because of that, it leaves us in the middle of the road where we really powerless at the end of the day to do anything, because we can nowadays, no one can really take a stand. You can't, when you talk about these issues and the LGBT, these are things also, like you said, the pastor, you need to be asking, where do you stand on this? But your politician, they running, where do you stand? People just avoid these tough questions. Not that they don't have a view, but they avoid it. But I think they owe it to the public to tell me where it stands. I'm in a church where you stand on this, right?
And, and that's why when I said sadly, it had nothing to do with the parade. It had to do with our politicians, our church people who want to say they against these things, want to see, but all us got somebody gay in our family.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the family of John Quell them, and now that she with her, now that she is someone eh, eh, she ain't hurt nobody but herself. We didn't move on from that. So I'm happy for her winning. If this the lifestyle she wants to live and it makes her happy, it ain't taking nothing off of me. It ain't bothering me. John Quell, if you're happy, do what you got to do. It ain't my preference, and I can tell the world it ain't my preference. But
Yeah.
she happy, and that's all that matters. Once she happy, she ain't hurting nobody. Do you, girl? Do you? So when it hit home, we just change our talk, and
Y'all say a lot, but
I
Dwayne.
being honest with y'all right now. I know the family, great family. They love their niece, their sister, their cousin. She's a human being.
Mm-hmm.
We can love her now. She win a championship. She can bring New York here. We can love her. Ain't nobody can talk bad about her no more. Ain't nobody can say nothing bad about her no more with this when she bring them here. So if you can allow her to come here with the people, I don't hear nothing else but this no more. Because you got to take the
I know.
baby. You can't throw the baby away with the bad water. Everything up. This what the woman them said is a package deal. So if
Yep.
you can, and I know how government go, they can do they tourism thing all around this and everything. Say, oh, we got our own Jonquel Jones from the champion WNBA champ. If you can accept her wholeheartedly. Don't worry about her lifestyle. How she doing this? You can pray for her if you feel so. But if you can accept her, accept her. If you don't. That's how I look at it. I didn't come to the point. I can't do nothing with it. So I didn't accept it on her behalf. If that's what she want, girl, be happy. That's all I can tell you. Be happy. That's all I can tell you. Be happy. Be happy. Now I didn't say it ain't for me, but if it's for her, be happy. Bring the liberty here. Let's have a good time. This is a good tourism PR thing out. Jazz, see me can tell Jazz, hey, I don't like plots in my hair either. But Jazz got plots. I can accept him with the plots. Come
Hey,
on
but
down. Let's win.
we're gonna need to have a conversation about that at some point though. And I really segue in now.
Yeah.
But because I actually stopped for a second after this thing and thought about it because one of the first things they were talking about, oh, so and so there with her wife and her wife. Like right, like the the WNBA is a topic all by itself. And
Oh
again,
yeah. Oh
there's
yeah.
a night dog about it, but
See,
again, like you said, it's hard to say. You kind of stand off on it because you have a daughter, I have a daughter, and kind of all of us. Yeah, I mean, they could go their paths, but we want help direct them a certain path, right? And to me, the part I want direct her on, I can keep away from there because there's a lot of elements there
yeah,
that
you
seem to be
uh,
very rampant. That I, it I mean, I mean, it is bad, and it almost looked like it's a system for that. But I yeah, it's the one or two. But if there's gonna be like some conversion ground, like you say now, like because there's bigger issues there. At the end of the day, there are some issues in terms of family and the continuation of life and how all these different things, like you say, what people don't talk about. And there's a lot to say because our society is going again in certain ways with a lot of different things. Not just that. I'm just talking generally.
yeah,
And this in economics, they talk about the steering. You got to steer the car rather than certain economies. Sometimes you got to and if there is no steering going on, like you said, if the thing now is become if it feels good, do it. We've seen that at play as well, and that don't always work either because again you allowing and not that we're dictators at all, but I mean there are some countries where certain things that they say this is who we are as a country, this is what makes us a country, that's who we will want to remain. But I think it's just so hard, increasingly harder to please everyone. Ultimately, God have to judge everyone to those who believe in God, because obviously, even now we allowing a lot of things. I was telling my wife in the UK, they elected an atheist prime minister, like a self-proclaimed atheist prime minister, and I'm thinking to myself, how did this happen, right? This is the UK with the Church of England, and they said, hey, how does a group of people stand up and someone tell me you don't believe in God, but that's it for me, you can't get my vote. I really don't care what else you could do as a country. I don't care how smart you are. If you don't have a conversation with God when you go home with your conscience and God, I'm not voting for you, right? And so there still have to be certain things that we have to put some line and lines in the sand. I'm not going over this line because that ain't for me. I don't want no part of it. You might be the best. You might be a nice person. You might be all of these different things, but that I ain't following you over there, and I ain't letting you stare at my country. You talking foolishness, but you don't believe in God. No.
well, that's the sign of the times. Like that's baffling to me also. But
Yeah, like what kind of foolishness is this? Like keep that to yourself. Like and people so bold. Like again, I mean, the politician back in the day, keep that to themselves. You just wonder why he ain't ever in church or he ain't saying praise the Lord or something. But for you to be bold enough to tell me you ain't on that run, you ain't believe. And the thing is, before the British Prime Minister, the present one, You still had someone who didn't believe in God. Well, um, who was it? Because I think Richie Sunak, he's Indian, right? So they have a different religion, so
Yeah.
they ain't really God. But he believe in something. This
Yeah.
one, I don't think believe in nothing. Like, what?
George, it's a rough battle. That's you. You gotta look in yourself. Do what's best for yourself and your family, and let the church rule on. Before we run out of time, let's get to our question of the day. Today's question, George. Prime Minister, he say trying to get some of our things back. 40 acres and a mule. George, we straight. We can get some of our money back from England.
Never,
We straight, George. That's all I'm waiting
never,
on. I need
never,
my 40 acres and a mule.
never.
Working on it, the drafting up the paperwork. Brave said we can be straight. Wait, it coming. The England talking to us. We can get a little this, that. We can get our first check in a little while. We straight, George. We straight. Why you laughing? I can't wait to get my own.
I have laughed because that's a bunch of ignorance. I mean, and this is where I was going when I say we have to talk about this because again, we play this. I don't use those boys. Think we playing crackhead games now, right? Like there's the same set of people. Why do we play this game, right? Like we see how the rest of the world in terms of you want something. Most times, even the UK, they take things by might and force, right? All of this cutesy, yeah, let's go talk to y'all, let's sit down and talk about giving us money. Britain already tell Africa and everyone else no a million times. We ain't paying back no money, right? They even ain't going as far to say sorry for nothing, right? Like you ain't getting it, right? Now what they give other things and we take it. That's the messed up part, right? Like we out there, like everybody want these lady this and king prince and knight of the first order, you're right. As long as they doing this foolishness and we taking it, we still part of the Commonwealth. We can't break away. Barbados just broke away, right? So we still want to go dress up in these fine suits to the king get coronation, go to England, London, have a cup of tea, right? With um, and then at the same time, you sitting down at the table, this man giving you your little title and whatnot, and you come, man, oh, by the way, you think you give my people, like, is he even saying that with a straight face? Like, right? Because again, we can't really be friends. If you're so outraged and aggrieved by this behavior, the fact that they haven't given you reparation, and I'm sitting down to the table now with you, and I asking you, you listen me, you changing the subject on me. At what point do you get up and leave from the table? Right? There's not going to be one point where the prime minister is going to get up and leave from the table because at the end of the day, like you saying something and you should have been saying this for the last 40 years. What? Because again, this isn't anything new, right? Again, why is the time? And because you heard someone else, the Caribbean say it, I heard, when these things become politically expedient or popular to say now, let me just put that in so I could show the people I fighting for them. But how? Like you have to stand somewhere, and I respect it. I didn't know Paul Adley was a little bit before my time. I know Paul Adley because obviously we were young children when Paul Adley then was there. You remember the former Attorney General, and one thing I always remember, they say how Paul Adley refused to be knighted. He refused to take these QC these things from the Britain because he was one of them fighting. They get rid of under this British system, right? Because once you keep taking these little gifts and whatnot, you went independent, but you still got one foot right in the door.
Yep.
You you still want all these benefits. You still want a seat at the table. You still need to be validated by these people. And then now you can talk about pay you billions of dollars for what? Who doing that? I mean, they have the bargaining upper hand all the way. Now, if you like Cuba, remember again, like hate Fidel Castro, they were unwavering, and I can respect people like that. I mean, suffering probably ain't for me. So, but, but if you say something, say it with your chest and mean it. Don't do this window dressing. Your actions have to line up with your words. You can't be, because when the King Charles called him, tell him we ready to give you the right honorable. So for Brave Davis, Philip Davis, he can drop the Brave. Right? It'd be the first set there, dress up, a whole entourage from the Bahamas, shouted down, tailored suits and everything, right, to get this. What I mean, you have the nerve to say no. You asking for money. That's what you pay me my money, pay my people my money, then I come in, right? Or we don't. I don't want this. I want the money. We want the money, right? When you get to the point when they can say that, then call me. Otherwise, miss me on this because you're not serious about this reparation thing. This you're checking off some boxes to me.
Ain't happen, George. We like
No.
pomp and pageantry. We love to dress up and look like we gotta go in on. You know how hard it is. How I feel when y'all call me Sir DeCarlo Sweeting. You know
Yeah.
the right honorable DeCarlo
Yep.
Sweeting. I
Hmm.
when I walk in a place and I get that special license plate and I can park where I want to park and I can do
Yep.
what I want to do and I can get that special passport. I can't give this up. This too sweet, George. Like
That's like
like
white privilege.
yeah, you can't give that up. That's why yeah. When Rodney Wonka said he was a senator, he said he never see so much good food in the Senate in your life. You see why these people here, and that's just lunch. You
Yep.
eat bragging just for lunch. So the slackness that comes along with these things, ain't nobody give it.
No.
Y'all just get mad at me when I tell y'all Brave always trying to be slick. He always trying to be slick. He always trying to do these magician moves, man. He tell you look at this hand. When you
Yeah.
look at this hand, he doing something with the other hand. You gotta watch your two hands.
Reparation.
Ain't nothing happening there. I want my 40 acres and a mule, but I got some I can get it. It
Hey,
sounds good.
gaslighting these people, gassing them right up for
I,
what?
I, I, and I was so shocked to hear it. I said, "What? We messing around with this too? What?
Where
Who
does this
like
come
us to
from?
tell us we can get something? I really know where this come from. We didn't even want it. I thought we was quite content with being the right honorable, the sirtis, and the madam, and the lady, and the dame. And I thought
Yep.
this would we
That's
live
your
with it.
that's your that's your reparation right
You
there.
know?
Because that's what they do. It's like the house slave. You get one in, give him the chicken, give him a piece of steak, and you keep everybody else in line, right? You keep them from off this cliff because
Yeah.
you getting what you want. We give you something, we let you in the to the good room. And once they get that, the people get sold out.
Mhm. I thought we didn't sell out. I didn't know that was a problem. I thought we didn't take our sell out long time and go on with our business. This was shocking to me. Reparations.
No, you can't serve two masters.
No,
Go back to the Bible. Jesus tell the rich man, "What can I do to inherit eternal life, or sell everything you have,
oh no, no.
Well,
Oh
give,
no, no.
give away, or give away every, not even sell, right? Like yeah." And
Mm-mm.
last time they had that conversation, and I can see this how this reparation conversation about to go. Because Britain ain't paying them no one.
No, no, no. But anyway, he's slick. That's all I can tell y'all. He's slick. Anyway, let's go to our bungie of the day. Our bungie of the day is CCA, China Construction of America. I know this is going to catch up with them, George. I know this is going to catch up with them. Oh boy, these Chinese, oh Lord, they slippery. Oh, you got to watch them, George. Soccer Israel. I watched down George. I don't know if you ever had a dream. You say to yourself, okay, I want to build this. I want to start, no matter what it is. I want to come up with a new restaurant. If I want to come up with new shoes, with new clothes, and you build that, you take the time and effort to build these things from scratch. This your baby,
Yeah.
and for someone to come and steal it from you, steal it, George.
Yep.
They ain't got no remorse. They set that man right up, and I blame it. First of all, whoever you borrowing money from can't be building your things. That's the first thing. They that no. You go find one other construction company to do that. I might take your money, but the bank ain't come tell me, oh, go to my construction company. Oh no, that's all right. That's all right. I can go to my own. I can find my own. Me and the bank can't have the same lawyer. Put it like that. That ain't that ain't gonna work. So now in New York, they awarded the Supreme Court of New York awarded them over 1 billion. That's with a B. That CCA paid them back because they was conniving, they was lying, they was doing all kind of things to delay the man so he could default on the loan so they could take
Yep.
the man things.
Hmm.
And they know it wasn't right. And I can talk but Perry them there. And I know y'all's trying to do what's best for the country, but y'all a little slippery in this too now, Perry.
Trying to
Perry
do the
them
best for
said
the
the
country.
time, it's too big to fail. But you can't be teething people things. You're an accessory to this. You know what y'all was doing was wrong. Yes, it looked nice, but it would have looked nice and it would have been good for the Bahamas if soccer still owned it too. What would have
Yeah.
been the big deal? We ain't care. We ain't got to dirty our hands with these people doing foolishness. And y'all know how
Right.
these Chinese go. When they lend you something, boy, you boy, you're in plenty trouble, son. They,
Yep.
so
That's the only thing I'm waiting to read this judgment. I can't find it yet, but I really want to read and dissect that because, but I'm also trying to figure out how they're gonna be able to enforce this. It might be appeals. I mean, I suspect
they
with that
already
type of
appealed.
money, yeah, with that type of money, you don't have nothing to lose but appealing. But how do you even enforce anything against these big China companies? China don't respect no one.
Well, they said it's the Chinese Construction Company of America, so they CCA. So
Boy, boy.
I know if they
Well,
close
we'll
down
see.
shop and go home.
Yeah, hopefully America has enough thing to enforce it against them, but China's be on these people like you say, you don't even get no agreement to them because how you gonna force the agreement if you lose or if they crook you? Some people you just can't win with, and so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. I saw a certain politician. It's funny how Fred Mitchell always have something to say on things and so quickly, right? The prime minister I understand said to the AG though, listen, look at the judgment, give me a report and whatever, let me know how this thing goes. I want you to dissect this and report back, see if we have any. Now I don't know that was done because again, like I said, I can't even find the judgment yet. But Fred mentioned already, oh, this ain't got nothing to do with us, me. This, so what the prime minister even report now? What this investigation on? Your minister already done. Again, he come out make official statement, but when they get caught up with that, they tell you, oh, that was my statement, right? No, you're a member of the cabinet. The prime minister said. First off, I think it's disrespectful. The prime minister says we need to, okay, we got a judgment, we got a thing, look at it, you're going to give me advice, then I'll report back to the people on whatever. How you get doing your separate press conference saying, oh, this ain't nothing to be worried
But
about,
only
this
seven
ain't got nothing to do
on
with us. Some people being mischievous.
New York
me,
Supreme Court
me,
being mischievous.
But they just do like you wasn't there. Like we was there when all the crookedness was going down. We remember the names who was getting called, all
Yes.
these
Oh
contracts and things
yeah.
under the bridge.
I will
Like,
call
hey
everybody
man,
name.
yeah. Hey man, I ain't that old. Like, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yes. They
So
do
don't
it.
tell
They
us ain't
get
no
up on
foolishness.
bad.
Before the court say foolishness was going on, we know foolishness was going on. Right? So that was like the 21st century piracy. Like I mean, that was some serious hijack.
Oh yeah.
They
Oh yeah.
totally hijacked the property from Sarkis. Without even hearing the case, I felt sorry for the man.
They
Uh,
robbed that man. No, they robbed that man and they robbed him without a gun.
yep.
My
And
God.
and now he ain't nothing to do with us. Oh yeah.
Yeah, huh? Yeah.
And I hear they borrowing some more money from the Chinese. So I was listening to Doc Darwell. Oh yeah, well yeah, because yeah, they're building the hospital of some Chinese,
Yeah.
right? So we got the Chinese money, we have the Arabs money. Like but one thing we take do is take money now.
Oh yeah.
Some people giving away money,
Oh yeah.
but at some point, and it even in a laughing fact, but at some point, somebody will have to address how we can pay back these money, this national debt, right? Because I don't want people keep coming every other year. These governments coming raising VAT and coming up with these new taxes and stuff. You have to read the room. Yeah, we borrowing this money, but what money we making? And again, why we spending so loose? Why we keep increasing the size of these cabinets and these pensions? Why we got so much state funeral? At some point, we need to be cutting back on. So when you're already so much in the hole, you don't cut back in your house.
Come on, come on, come on.
we
Judge,
we
that's
we
the
just find another sucker to borrow money from.
that's the PLP government. One thing I know with the PLP government, they can spend money and they can have a good time. There you go.
Like, yeah. And the people who lend in the money, again, just like China construction, right? They know you're gonna default because you don't have no money to pay it back.
That's right.
Like you can't go with a bad credit, F credit rating thing and get these type of loans from no one, right? How much billions of dollars you owe? Well, and you to the back of this line, right? So they know whatever they take in their collateral or whatever on is gonna be there. They know when
They
they say
looking
I
at
want this, I
They
want.
looking at rum key right now. Some Exuma
Yeah,
key.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They can get the
Yeah.
days back now.
Yeah.
Don't mind
Y'all
them.
wasn't smart. Y'all wasn't never smart to pay back none of these debt. How you can pay back this?
Eh? Anyway, George, that's the end of our show for the day. I'd like to thank our audience for checking out what's going on. Also, you can check out our other shows. On Monday, we got Sword Sharpeners at 6 p.m. Tuesday, we have Let's Talk at 6. What's going on at 8. Wednesday, we have Off the Bench, our live sports podcast. And on Thursday at 6 p.m., we have Islandish. So, check us out. Check out our videos. Remember to subscribe and to like the channel. Please, we need this in order for us to keep going on. But we thank y'all for watching. We thank y'all for believing in us. And we'll see y'all next week at 8. Thank you for watching What's Going On.